Yo, what's up guys, Silverlevel469. This morning, we got the new Korean version of Season 12, Episode 1. Using Google Translate, I was able to decipher that the episode's name is Would You Like to Enter Prime Empire? It's an interesting name. It's the first episode name that uses a rhetorical question. But yeah, as for what we're going to be doing today, I'm just going to be giving my overall thoughts about the episode. I'm not going to give it a proper review because it's not out in English yet, but I'll at least talk about what I thought about it, the pros and cons. Also, I'm going to be talking about the plot and what I could tell happened because I don't speak or read Korean, so I had no idea what the characters were saying. But yeah, enough said, let's get started. So the episode begins giving an overview of Ninjago City and what people are doing. We actually see a lot of characters, both new and familiar. For example, we see two citizens on their mobile devices and they just bump into each other on the sidewalk. We see Clutch powers, and apparently people are saying that he came across the teapot of Tyran. I don't know how that is possible, because if we go back to Season 6, we remember that Jay reset the timeline after his final wish. We see Clutch go into an alleyway, but then he just disappears. I find this wrong on so many levels, because wouldn't that mean that Nauticon would return? We would have Season 6 all over again. Well anyways, Gail Gossip walks past Laffy's. Coincidentally, Dareth comes out of Laffy's as Gossip walks by, so he just follows her. There's a man smelling a drink. Nelson and Antonia fist bump after delivering some newspapers. But yeah, that's pretty much the overview of Ninjago City. This scene transitions into the next as we see the mechanic's noodle truck drive by in the streets. We see the mechanic and his henchmen go to a warehouse. From what I could tell, they were searching for this motherboard. Once we catch a glimpse of it, we see it has the Prime Empire logo on it. It is actually the same motherboard we see in the Season 12 intro. But yeah, as expected, the ninja go to stop his plans. There's a fight scene between the ninja and the henchman. Nia ends up holding the motherboard, but the mechanic takes it from her. The mechanic runs away, but the ninja follow in hot pursuit. Cole goes on his rock cycle and Kai gives Lloyd, Nia, Jay, and Zane a ride on his katana 4x4. I understand the land bounty is destroyed, but why didn't Zane use his Shuricopter? That was a quick shower thought I had, but well, the ninja chased the mechanic on the streets. The katana 4x4 is knocked out, so it's up to Cole to stop the mechanic. He does actually, and successfully, tying a cable to a pole and stopping the mechanic's truck. Soon, the rest of the team arrives and they surround the mechanic. Jay takes the motherboard from the mechanic, but is captivated by the Prime Empire logo. Here's where we have the title card. The police commissioner and a squad of police come to arrest the mechanic, and Kai asks what the mechanic was looking for. In addition, Jay wants to talk about the motherboard, but soon the police are alerted of another emergency, so they have to leave. Jay at least talks with the team about their own opinions on the matter. They decide that because the mechanic was heading there, that they investigate an abandoned arcade. Jay is fascinated as soon as he sees a Prime Empire arcade pod. He doesn't stop talking about it, but the rest of the team doesn't feel as flattered. Kai, Cole, Zane, Lloyd, and Nia go investigate the rest of the arcade and leave Jay to do what he wants. Jay tries to boot up the arcade pod and ends up inserting the motherboard into it. As a result, a wave of red energy is spread into all of Ninjago City. Zane, feeling it, asks what it was, but Nia says it was nothing. At the police station, the mechanic sees the wave of energy, so he begins to cackle. At the kiddie arcade, some gamers are playing their favorite video games, but they are soon interrupted by the wave of energy. This wave of energy forces all arcade pods in Ninjago City to offer Prime Empire gameplay. Jay wakes up after being knocked out to see the Prime Empire logo, so he steps up to play the game. Meanwhile, the rest of the ninja discover that the abandoned arcade was actually the mechanic's headquarters, and they go to investigate his research room. Kai and Lloyd note the Prime Empire logos drawn all over the place, though they don't know what they mean. A monitor turns on behind some books, so Zane pushes them aside to see it. As we all know from the Prime Empire short Upgrade, the voice behind the computer is Unagami. Unagami asks if the motherboard was found, and Zane replies that yes, they have. Unagami says that it is time to play, quote, the game. Then the monitor shuts off. Lloyd is confused by who Unagami is. Meanwhile, Jay reaches level 13 in Prime Empire. The game asks if Jay would like to enter Prime Empire. Jay responds yes, pressing a red button. Then the arcade pod opens like a door. I think Jay was put under some sort of spell because I doubt he would enter the game willingly. But as I was saying, Jay enters the arcade pod and it shuts. The rest of the ninja go to see Jay, but they find that he disappeared. Meanwhile, in the rest of Ninjago City, more and more arcade pods begin to turn on and support Prime Empire. This is where the episode ends. So overall, I thought it was a good episode. Obviously, I can't say so for sure because we still haven't gotten the English dialogue. The main plus I have to give this episode is the soundtrack. The soundtrack from one of the Season 11 trailers fit the fight scene between the mechanic and the ninjas. I appreciate that they're also going back to older tracks, like we had that rebooted track during the chase scene, but still, I feel like it was a bit too techie than what I would have wanted. I'll appreciate the techie soundtrack once we're in Prime Empire, but we're still not in Prime Empire, we're still in Ninjago City. Ninjago isn't as technological as Prime Empire, if you know what I mean. The main con I have with this episode is the reference to the teapot of Tyran. I talked about it before, but I'll say it again, it would just initiate another Season 6. But yeah, overall, that was a pretty good season opener. Definitely better than Wasted True Potential from Season 11. Remember, I'll be doing a full review for this episode when it comes out in English. Apparently, it's going to be released on March 21st in Asia, so I'm assuming that's when we'll get the English release date, so expect a review then. Don't forget, as long as the episodes are airing in a language other than English first, I'll be giving my overall thoughts, then I'll give my full review once the English version releases. As long as the episodes are airing on Mondays in Korean, stay tuned because I'll be covering them with my thoughts. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.